Okay, so today is Sunday, August 25th, and today I learned that when you're trying to get really good at something, then you need to be surrounded by people who are better than you. Like, if you're trying to get good at something, you need to have a group of people around you who are partly better than you, and then maybe like one or two people who are on the same level as you and have the same like goals and ambitions as you, that you can like work together. Because you can't always do everything alone. Like, you need people around you who are not only better than you, but also can just like you can work with, and that you like they have the same goals and ambitions for that thing. For me specifically, I'm thinking about sports, because I went to like this little camp thingy today for softball, and they were all better than me, and I was like, this is actually good. Like, I need people who are better than me, because if I don't, and I don't have better coaching and a more challenging environment, then I won't get that much better. Because if you just stay in the same spot, then you're not getting better. So if you want to get really good at something, then you need to, it's like progressive overload when you're working out. Like, if you want to be able to lift more, then you have to be able to slowly add more weight. If you want to lift more, then you need to slowly add more weight. So if you want to get better at something, then you need to slowly increase the challenge. And this is kind of like super obvious, but like, you need, not only do you need to increase the challenge, but you need people around you who also understand that and also want to do that. Because if you just do everything alone, there's a quote that goes, if you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together. So if you really want to be really good at this thing, and you really want to go far in this thing, you need other people who also want to go far in that thing. Even though it is discouraging to be around people it's very discouraging to be at the bottom. You need to be at the bottom in order to get at the top. So you have to get comfortable with being at the bottom and adjust to that, and make sure that you're still keeping your natural abilities at the bottom, and then slowly improving. If you want to get good at something, there are 3 things. You need to progressive overload your challenge. This goes for working out, weight training. This goes for sports. This goes for learning a new skill. Like, progressively overload the challenge. Number 2, be comfortable with being at the bottom, because as you're progressively overloading this challenge, you're gonna be at the bottom eventually, at some point, multiple times. So you need to get comfortable with being at the bottom while still maintaining like what you already have and not breaking down. If I was curling and I upped the weight, you need to be comfortable with that first rep being really hard without just ruining your form and trying to get the rep down. You need to get comfortable with struggling at the bottom, because if you can get through that, then you can keep on improving, and you can keep on going up levels. Yeah, progressively overload the challenge, get comfortable with struggling at the bottom, and have a good group of people around you who are doing the same things and want to achieve the same things. Throughout this entire process, you need to be grinding. Like, you can't just expect to get better if you're not working hard. Like, for working out, I know this for myself, like, I need to push myself harder. Don't settle for mediocre. Like, there's perfectionists, and then there's people who like too easily satisfied, and I feel like that part's me. Like, I'm just like, oh, good enough. But don't settle for that. Just push a little bit more. You don't need to be a perfectionist, but you don't need to be completely slacky. You can't expect to get better if you aren't currently pushing yourself. You can still push yourself at the lower challenge level. Just because you're at a lower challenge level doesn't mean that you can get better. If you're working out and you haven't moved up in weight yet, then you can still challenge yourself. Like, do more reps with better form and still push to failure. Like, that doesn't mean you just do 10 reps every time and then move on. Just because you're not at a higher challenge level doesn't mean that you can't improve. The higher the challenge level gets, the more amplified your mistakes become. The more you increase the challenge, the more your mistakes start to become more visible. Like, if you had some tiny little form error in whatever exercise you're doing, and then you go up in weight, like, that will be exaggerated. So you need to make sure that as you are going up these challenge levels, you need to make sure you're still maintaining the fundamentals. Okay, so progressively overload the challenge. So consistently go up in challenge level, whether that is on the small scale, that's just you like doing more reps and pushing to failure. Like, you're still making it challenging. Up the challenge level, so add more weight. Like, that's like a new level. It's like you're leveling it up in a video game. So, like, increase your level. Or, like, in sports, if you're playing at a lower level, you can still push yourself. You can still work on the things that you know you need to work on and still, like, improve. But then eventually you will have to move up to a higher level of play where everyone's better than you if you want to, like, improve a lot. When you move up a level, there's two things that will happen. One, you'll be worse than everyone. So you need to be okay with being worse than everyone and still maintain what you currently have and just use that to your advantage. Use the experience that these other people who are better than you have. Use that to your advantage and, like, improve a lot by that. But also, when you move up a level, it amplifies what you're doing wrong. So you need to maintain what you already have while fixing what is wrong while improving. So it's a lot, but that's why you're moving up the level. There's a lot to do. It's hard. It'll be hard to do this, but, like, that's the point. That's why you're moving up. And the third thing is to have a good, like, when you move up a level, the people around you who are doing the same thing are doing that, like, doing what I just described, like, doing the progressively overload thing. It's so helpful. It provides motivation, it provides accountability, it helps you improve because you can, like, share how each person is improving and, like, help each other improve, and it just makes it a lot more fun to do something with other people rather than just do something by yourself. Now, obviously, the main thing I'm thinking of right now is through sports, because, like, that is a big part of my life. It's my softball, and I've just been thinking about, okay, how can I get better? Like, I need to get better. And when I went to this camp thing today, like, everyone was better than me, so I'm like, that really motivated me. Like, being at the bottom is so motivating. Like, being at the bottom is very motivating for me. Because, like, I love learning, and I just love improving. And, like, it's like a video game. Like, you're just moving up level. You're just leveling up. And you just gotta use your level 0 self to motivate you. Yeah, I think that's all I have for today. That's kind of just, I've been thinking a lot about, like, having a good group of people around you that want to achieve the same things that you have, that you want to achieve. I've just been thinking about that a lot lately, and that kind of just morphed into these 3 little rules that I thought of today for getting really good at something. To recap, we have number 1, progressively overload the challenge, whatever the challenge may be, on the macro and the micro, like on a big scale and a small scale. Number 2, be okay with being at the bottom and let that motivate you. When you move up a level, maintain and improve. And number 3, have a good group of people around you, because there's literally no downside to having a good group of people around you that have the same goals, have the same like progress level, like they're the same level as you if you were talking like a video game. Those are my 3 rules that I'm trying to implement for my sports, for my softball career, but this doesn't just apply to sports. This applies to everything, anything that you want to like become pro in maybe, or just like get really good at her. So your action point today is that you're probably thinking of something right now that you're like, I want to get really good at this thing. Like, I'm sure you're thinking of something right now. So implement these. Like, make sure you're progressively overloading. Make sure you're consistently challenging yourself. And make sure you have people around you who are also consistently challenging themselves for this thing that you're really passionate about. That's my spiel for today. I'm posting daily videos just like this one, just telling you guys like what I learned today and like how I'm trying to improve myself. So I'm posting every day, so subscribe if you want to see daily videos just like this one. And let me know what is the thing that you're thinking of? What's the thing that you are trying to work on using these 3 things that I talked about? And keep yourself accountable in the comments below. So yeah, that's about it. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.